Hello, hello, beautiful beings of light. It is Mandy. I am here. I think I was maybe 1 minute late. I think I said around 8:15, and I was like, whoa, it's already 8:16. What's going on, you guys? It is Tuesday night. Took me a second to tune in to it's Tuesday night. I have been super full on today. I trust you guys have created an amazing day. I'm super enthusiastic. Yeehaw! I'm super enthusiastic to share with you guys tonight this message. I just got done crushing a workout, and it is like so hot in the gym, and I was like, what is going on? Because I normally do sweat, but it's like it's way more sweat than normal. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Sending you guys so much love. So I work out at Planet Fitness, and well, tonight I worked out at Planet Fitness, and they apparently started some new program where high school kids have like a free membership. And so this place is like packed with a bunch of high school kids, and I'm like, that must be what it is. And then also too, it's getting a lot hotter because of the time of year, and I'm sure that poor AC in there is just pumping away. But I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm just getting so sweaty. So anyway, it's all good because sweating is good to detox the body. So once you tune in, comment below, say what's up. If you're catching the replay, comment below, #replay. Say hi, whatever that looks like for you. I'm sending you guys so much love. I love doing these videos, these live teachings, so whatever you want to call it. I just love it. What's up, Mackie? How are you? Monica, Brian, I appreciate you guys. So tonight, you guys probably already saw the title. I'm going to be sharing about there is freedom from negative thoughts, addictions, anxiety, depression, numbing yourself, suppressing your reality, that whole kind of thing. And you guys, if you tuned into my video last night, then you likely saw that I was talking about my own personal transformation. And so tonight I'm choosing to elaborate on it a little bit further because it was so interesting last night that the message I was originally going to share was nothing to do with any of that. And like I got to the park, parked my car, went to the restroom, came out. If you heard my story last night, I met this really sweet lady who was 90 years young, sitting in her car, named Barbara. I had a quick little chat with her, and I was like, okay, gotta go, so that I could do this video. And it just kept coming into my awareness, and then it got stronger and stronger to share about what I shared about last night. So then I said, okay, that's what I'm going to share about. So when I shared last night, I felt a little bit sort of disoriented. I didn't feel so grounded. I wasn't prepared really for that to be the subject that I was going to share, which is why when I was on the video last night, I was like, look, I'm just going to be sharing, So that's what I did. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. What's up, Shelly? My beautiful soul sister. What's up, Bobby? How you guys doing? That song, I don't know if I heard it at the gym or what, but that song, let's get down to business, was like in my head a little bit ago, and I was laughing so hard because I wish that I could like play music or something here in the background, but I think that like Facebook would take my videos away because I have a video from like 2016 when I was like dancing to some reggae music or something, and freaking Facebook tagged it all the way from back in 2016 and said that whatever about copyrights to music or whatever. I was like, come on now. So I was like, I probably shouldn't do that again because I don't want my video to get taken down. But anyway, so we are about to get down to business, and I got my lashes refilled today, so I'm loving my lashes. If you guys require support with some lashes here on Bryan College Station, send me a PM and I'll give you my girl's info. Anyhow, so I'm going to be talking tonight and elaborating more on the stuff I was sharing last night. If you missed the live video that I did last night, go to my timeline, scroll down. I was talking about my own transformational journey, how I gave up alcohol over 6 years ago, literally like cold turkey. I just decided that I was, going to heal my traumas and things from the past and give myself, freedom from whatever it was that was causing me to be drinking alcohol. Also, too, I took antidepressants for 16 years, from age 16 to age 32, and then next month, which is June, will be 10 years since I've gotten off antidepressants. So that's like a lot to celebrate, clearly. And then, yes, I mean, God love her. My mom did the best that she could. I was 16 years young. I was going through some things like most, high school kids do. And my mom took me to the doctor, the family doctor. And of course, it's very prevalent now that they're pushing pills as well, but it was then as well. And so the doctor's like, oh, we'll just give her this. And then I didn't know any better. And of course she didn't either. So that's pretty much what happens to people. So for 16 years, I took a pill every single day, and I thought that was the answer. However, nobody taught me any of the stuff that I'm super passionate about teaching you guys. And if you stay tuned, I'm going to be sharing more about it. And of course, I have a lot of videos, like I said, on my Facebook timeline. You can go check those out. And also YouTube. I'll put the link below. That when you don't know, you don't know. When you don't know, you just don't know, right? So just let it be okay. It's like, it is what it is. So like I was saying though, like every day, just taking a pill, right? And just thinking that was going to all of a sudden whatever. And no. So anyhow, I didn't share about that last night on the video either. So I remember it was in, maybe towards the end of May or middle of May in 2012, and I started having a bunch of symptoms that I had never had before, and I started researching side effects of antidepressants. Actually, I think at that time I was on Cymbalta, so I started researching and Googling like side effects, and I was like, what the F? And I started seeing all this shit, and I was like, oh my gosh, and then I started making the connections because nobody had ever told me about any of this stuff. And so this was like me doing my own research. And then I started realizing, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to get off this stuff. This stuff's toxic. It's poison. This stuff's poisonous, to my freaking organs, to my kidneys, to my liver. And I was like, at that time I was like, I'm obviously not getting any younger. And so I started having these realizations. I started doing more research, and then I found this program, this lady out of California that had created this program because she had had like a bad accident and had gotten hooked on like pain pills. And so she created freedom from that. And then she became very passionate. So she created like this nonprofit organization, and she started spreading the message and the awareness of, all the things. And anyway, I choose to remember. I'd have to fill into what the name of it is. I know the name of it, and I've shared it with several people. And so I contacted that lady, and I did her program, and I weaned down off of my antidepressants. I choose to remember exactly how long it took. I just know that it was like the first or second week of June. I was completely off of them, and it took some time. And, so there's freedom in that. And I also too support people now. And I've said this in some of the other videos. So it's like, I'm not a doctor, and I, require saying all this for liability purposes. I have supported quite a bit of clients of weaning down off of medications, whether it's, anxiety, depression medication, blood pressure medication, some of the other common ones. You guys already know what I'm trying to say. So if you guys require support, reach out and I can let you know more about all that. I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not condemning you. I'm not like saying that you should be getting off your antidepressants or anti-anxiety or ADHD or Adderall or whatever you're taking, or blood pressure medications or any of the things that you might be taking. Blood pressure. What's the other one? Cholesterol medication. I mean, oh my goodness. So, and I'm not condemning you either, because like I said, hey, I didn't know 16 freaking years of taking that shit. I didn't know. So anyway, I had bouts of depression that were really heavy, so I can relate. And that's why I love what I do, because I've been through some shit, man. I've been there, done that, and I'm very passionate about what I do and supporting other people and having these realizations, because I went through it, and I know that if I did it, that you guys can too. So like I said, I'm elaborating more on last night's video. Also too, how I reversed health challenges. Scroll down my timeline, check out some videos there about that, about how I do believe that we create health challenges because we become energetically and emotionally imbalanced, and then we do create physical manifestations of symptoms, and that continues to go on and on and on. And then most of the time people, like I said, they go to the doctor, so then they get medication, and then that medication causes symptoms, and that one causes symptoms, and then you have a whole freaking boatload of symptoms. And it's like, okay, well, now if you have all of these symptoms, then you have XYZ. Then a person goes around, and I did this too, okay? So hello, you wear this label on your head that now you have whatever, depression, or whatever it is that you have, high cholesterol, high blood pressure. So you wear this label on your head, and then now you're identifying with that. And now more than likely you're going around and you're probably sharing that with other people, or maybe you aren't, but you might be wearing that label, feeling that now all of a sudden you're a victim for whatever it is. I mean, it is what it is. It's actually very common, and a lot of it has to do with the program and the matrix that we live in. It just is what it is, like you turn on the TV. I talked about this in other videos. Turn on the TV. It's like every, commercial, or every other commercial break is for sure going to have at least one or two pharmaceutical drug commercials, and I could go on and on and on. So seriously, like that, I require being aware, because I don't want my videos to get taken down. But all I'm saying is, if you haven't woke up to this shit yet, well, here I am waking you up. Wake up to all of that, even birth control. I mean, I have a whole slew of things that I could share about all these things. So if you are on something and you desire to talk about it, send me a PM and let's freaking chat. Birth control, I'm going to just say this really quick, ladies. If the man can't wear a condom or maybe get a vasectomy or knows how to be doing the pull-out method or whatever, you might need to be figuring some stuff out for yourself, because do some research on side effects from birth control. Because the thing is you're putting a whole bunch of hormones into your body. And I have ladies say all the time, ooh, but I don't want to get pregnant. Well, you know what? I'm 42 years young and I ain't never been pregnant. Well, I'm about to be in June and I'm not a virgin. So there are ways around it, if you know what I'm saying. And I've never probably even said a lot of this stuff on videos before, and I don't really care because we're grown and it is what it is. I'm just letting you know that a lot of females are on birth control. They're on birth control as well for acne. Like they say, oh, we got to control your hormones. I'm just telling you right now, do some research on the side effects of birth control, because it does lead to cancer, okay? I'm going to just leave it right there. And then men, you require being very aware of what you're consuming, because a lot of soy-based products can also lead to estrogen dominance in the body, which is why men get like the men boobs, and also it can lead to cancer. So I'm not just a pretty face. I love saying that because it's so funny. I know a lot of things about things. So message me and we can talk a little bit more. Like I said, if you're taking something and you're requiring some support and you want to chat about it, and I'm going off on a tangent because that wasn't even supposed to be the bulk of the video. What I'm talking about here is that you can change your thoughts, right? You can change all of that stuff that you have going on that causes you to do whatever it is that you're doing if you choose, okay? It's always got to be about a choice. So the main thing that I want to share. What's up, Christina, if you're still on here? Hey, Danielle, how are you? Bobby thinks that shit's funny. What's up, John? How are you? Thanks for tuning in. Hey, Vincent. So anyway, the main thing that I want to share with you guys tonight is that the first step to freedom in any of this, your health challenges, your dis-ease in your body, your addictions to whatever you got going on, whatever you're being addicted to, your medications that you're taking, your body not being how you desire for it to be, meaning that you're choosing to release body fat, you don't love the way your body is looking, you choose to put on some muscle, whatever that might look like. The number one step, my beautiful soul sisters and soul brothers, and by the way, all this is coming from the heart. This comes from the heart. What I do comes from the heart in order to support people and having their freaking awareness and to waking up, because we have been programmed. We have lived in the matrix. Our parents, their parents, their parents, their parents have been programmed by the program, okay, and living in the matrix. And you know what? God love them. They did the best that they could. They only passed down the info and the knowledge from what they knew. My mama didn't know any better. She took me to the doctor because I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to go to school and I didn't want to eat, and I was crying all the time. I mean, what the hell was she supposed to do? She didn't know, so she takes me to the doctor. And the doctor says, oh, she's depressed. We're just going to give her this pill and then she's going to be fine because she has a chemical imbalance in her brain, which is what they love to emphasize. Oh, you got a chemical imbalance in your brain, and you need this pill. And of course, for 16 years, that's what I believed. I wore the label. I have depression. I have a chemical imbalance in my brain. So I'm going to believe then, therefore, since I have a chemical imbalance in my brain, well, I'll probably need to take some chemicals to balance out this chemical imbalance. That's what they make you believe. So from doctors to psychiatrists to talk therapy to all the things, okay, I've been there, done that. I've had health challenges that I've reversed. I've been there, done that. I'm not just someone who's on here, you know, just trying to tell you guys that you know, whatever. I'm just saying, I trust that you know that the things that I share are coming from a place of love and from a place of passion to support people and transforming their lives, because I did, and I know and believe that you can too. So having your awareness, like I said, you don't have a chemical imbalance in your brain. Chances are you have some fucking unhealed trauma that you have not healed. That is what anxiety and depression and substance abuse and addictions and all those things are rooted in. They're rooted in our trauma, you guys. We all have trauma. I don't care if you were born with, what do they say, a silver spoon, a gold spoon. I don't care if you were born with gold spoons, fucking multiple spoons, right? Your parents might be billionaires. Chances are you're probably a little bit more screwed up if you came from a family that had a whole lot of money, because a lot of times people with a whole lot of money have a whole lot of challenges and they turn to a whole lot of substances to support themselves. I love that you guys are loving this. I'm just throwing it out there. So I'm just inviting you guys to be aware that there is freedom. And I trust, you know, if you guys choose, share this video on your timeline, tag people in the comments, or if you don't want to call them out, that's okay too. Send it to them in Facebook Messenger in whatever way that looks, because people require hearing this stuff. People require knowing about these things. Hey, Andrea, how are you, gorgeous? What's up, Chip? I appreciate you. Shelly says, truth bomb. I know Shelly knows what's up. Shelly is one of my soul sisters who has been doing my programs and come to my events and all that for quite some time now. And I acknowledge your commitment, gorgeous, and the transformation that you have made. Shelly is the perfect example here of how you can transform your life, right? I love you so much, Shelly. So what I was saying when I got really hung up on the thing about the chemical imbalance is that they love for you to believe that you have a chemical imbalance. I've had people reach out to me and they say, oh, so you had depression and you took antidepressants for a long time. Like, I have heard that if you were to get off of the medication that like you would become depressed again. My phone's trying to creep. That you would become depressed again, or that you would never be able to be happy again. Like I have heard so many things. And I'm like, no, that's not true at all. That is not true. So the emphasis I'm choosing to make here is that the number one thing is awareness. The number one thing for each and every single one of us is awareness. And like I was saying before, is that we all have trauma. I don't care who you are, where you came from. It doesn't matter. We all have trauma because that's just life, right? We're human beings. And when we were little bitty kids from ages of like 0 to 7, we were like little sponges. And so we absorbed everything around us. So even as a little kid, I use this example a lot. You're sitting at home, you're playing with your toys in front of the TV. Mom or dad comes home, they've had a long day. So now I'm about to be 42 years young in June. So I'm very aware of how challenging life can be and can feel, okay? That's why I love to emphasize that. So now that you guys are a little bit more grown, chances are you can look back and say, damn, and you can understand how and why your parents likely behaved the way that they did, right? And maybe acted the way that they did, because look at how you might be acting, or look how you used to act, okay? So being aware of that. And so when you were a little kid, you're at home, you're having a good time, you're watching DuckTales, or I mean, what are some of those other little cartoons, freaking Ninja Turtles. I'm just like throwing some of the ones out there that were common. You were watching Punky Brewster. Like, give me some thumbs up and hearts. Come on, guys, comment below. What were you watching at school, or what were you watching after school? Cartoons. And then mom or daddy comes home and they're flipping their shit because who knows what, you didn't do the dishes or whatever wasn't done, or maybe they just had a bad day, right? So then they start yelling at you and they're like, get your shit, get your toys, go to your room, whatever that might look like. And then all of a sudden, yeah, Smurfs, there you go. All of a sudden, you have interpreted that now as to feeling unworthy or unloved or whatever that might look like, and you were happy and you were just having fun. I talked about this in a video too, is that a lot of times when we were little kids and we were enjoying ourselves and we were playing and we were having a good time and having fun, we got in trouble. So what does that program you to be as you get older? A lot of people stop having fun. A lot of people stop living life. They stop having fun because they associate having fun, living life, having enjoyment, having pleasure, whatever that might look like, to getting in trouble. So these are some deeper stuffs. This is some of the deeper stuff that I support clients with as we move through a lot of the things in terms of their transformation, is having more awareness of how a lot of times things that happen when you are a very young child that you may not even have literally, seriously, you may not even have the recollection of some of the stuff that happened. I know me personally, I went through a lot of trauma when I was a little kid, and I don't have very many memories from when I was young, except for like a handful of very horrific memories, like where I was terrorized, if you will. Like, those are the memories that I have. Everything else is completely black. I don't remember. And they actually tell you that your subconscious mind does that as a protective mechanism. Your subconscious mind keeps you from having memories as a protective mechanism. So some of the memories that I have are still traumatic memories from stuff that I went through. Hey, it is what it is. I'm grateful now. And this is the other stuff that I teach, is I'm grateful now because this is part of my transformational journey. It's made me who I am today. And if I had never grown through all that stuff, then I wouldn't be who I am. And if you want to take it a little step further, and if you already think I'm cuckoo cool because you're going to think I'm a little more cuckoo, the truth of the matter is, and I'm being sarcastic because I know you guys don't, the truth of the matter is that we agree to it in consciousness before we come here. We are souls, we are spirits, and we are here having a human physical experience. So I chose, you chose, everyone chose to come down here to earth at this time, to be born into the body that you're born in, to have the parents that you have, to grow through the experiences that you've grown through. Like, for so long, I had so much anger and I had so much resentment. I had so much hatred. straight up for my stepdad that my mom was married to for a very long time. And then I healed from all that. And there's freedom when you forgive and when you heal. Okay. So I now can say I'm grateful that my mom married my stepdad. I'm grateful that I went through 8 or 9 years of whatever that all was, so that it made me who I am now, if that makes sense. So number one step obviously is having your awareness, but a lot of the stuff that I share, like, I can't stop, right? So it's like I start talking on these videos, it's hard for me to keep it real surface level, because I'm not a surface level person. And so if you resonate with me, or some of the shit that I'm saying is like way out there, it doesn't seem like anything that you've ever heard of before, maybe you're curious, whatever, send me a PM and let's chat. The truth of the matter is once I had my spiritual awakening, once I had my awareness, I became consciously aware. I started learning more spiritual truths, if you will, versus like so much of like religious stuff, which I still believe that a lot of religions are control mechanisms. They want to keep you inside of a box. They still, religions a lot of times are a way of, separating people. You know what I'm trying to say. So I feel like with my perspective now, and more of a spiritual perspective, that I have been able to transform and heal and grow so much more than before, when I was so much inside of a box and I didn't know a lot of the things that I know now, and the stuff that I teach people as well. So Bobby says G.I. Joe. Yeah, my brother used to watch that a lot. So number one, you guys, is having the awareness. Okay. Most people are completely unaware that their dominant thoughts are creating their reality. They are completely unaware. So I'm going to say this again. We have 60 to 90,000 thoughts a day. And most of those thoughts, literally like 90% of those thoughts, are negative, repetitive thoughts. So if you're having 60 to 90,000 thoughts a day and most of them are negative, repetitive thoughts, well, chances are you're going to keep creating the same stuff over and over and over and over and over. It's fucking 5 years from now and you're still creating the same shit, because you're not waking up to your own shit. You're not waking up to your program. You're not waking up to the illusion. Okay. So 90% of transformation comes straight up from awareness. Okay. And I invite you guys, so I put a little thing here to share. I invite you guys to look at your dominant thoughts in specific areas. All right. So let me just say, for example, number one, and this is in no particular order. I just, type this out. Number one, what are your dominant thoughts in the area of your finances and your career? How do you feel about money? Do you feel lack? Do you feel fear? Do you feel scarcity? Do you have anxiety? Do you hate your job? So many people are literally going to work every single day, working a job from 8 to 5 that they fucking hate. They wake up in the mornings, they have a stomach ache, they don't feel good, they don't want to be there. Like, there's so many things that could be different in their life, but they're not aware, and they're not understanding that they're co-creators of the reality, and that they could create something brand new and different for themselves. And that's where I come into play as a badass coach that will support you in having your awareness to get out of your own way and wake up from your illusion to create your reality and be a co-creator of your reality with God, and begin to create a life that you love, a life that, a life of your dreams, whatever that looks like. So looking at your finances and your career, your mindset around money, your mindset around your career. Do you feel that you could get a different job, a better job? I've had clients that were making, $30K a year and now in $70K a year jobs or higher, another one $100K a year. I mean, it is what it is, but it's all about what goes on here first. Number two, how do you feel? What are your thoughts about your health? How do you feel? What are your thoughts about your physical appearance? Do you believe I'm never going to get well? My mama never got well. Everybody in my family's got cancer. It's in our genes. I'm probably going to get it too. I'm fat. I'm never going to be able to lose weight. It's so hard. I love to eat. Whatever. I mean, I'm just being serious right here now. I'm kind of being a little bit sarcastic, but I'm also being very serious, because that's the truth of the matter, is a lot of people do have those types of thoughts. And I say it in a way to support people in, like, saying, you know what? I do think like that. And oh, what? Oh, shit. You know what? I do. Because most people don't. They are so asleep that they're not even aware of the thoughts that they're having. Seriously. Like, how asleep are you when you're not even aware of your own thoughts? But I do meet people like that. And there are a lot of people out there like that. And at one point in my life, I was like that too. I didn't know that I could think about what I was thinking about. I didn't know that because I had a thought, that it didn't have to be a true thought, and that I wasn't really my thoughts, that thoughts can come and go. I didn't know that. All right. Number three, how do you feel and think about your love life and your relationships or your marriage or whatever you're in? So let's say love life. Okay. If you're single, do you believe that there still is somebody out there for you? Or do you believe, you know what, there ain't nobody out there. It ain't never going to work. Nobody can put up with me. I'm too hard to deal with. You know, maybe you've been divorced 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Who knows? But how do you feel? What's going on in your love life? I'm trying to make this quick so I can jump off here. I don't want to be on all night. I require getting some things done tonight. But think about that. What are your dominant thoughts about your love life? And so, like I said, you could be single. Maybe you're married. Maybe you're in a relationship, whatever you are. Think about that. Number 4, how about your relationship with others? Maybe your coworkers, your friends, and also your family. What's going on there? It's so important to be aware of your relationship with your mom and your dad. I'm going to tell you that right now. Even if your mom and dad are not even still here, you know, present on this physical earth, it is so important to heal your relationship with your mom and your dad. I am so grateful. In 2015, God told me to move back home. And at that time, I was having health challenges. My mom and I were not getting along. Like, I would even sometimes come down here on the weekends to go to Aggie games, and my mom and I would not be getting along. I would drive back to Houston, sometimes late at night, or I'd go stay with a friend or whatever. And God told me to move back home. And I'm so grateful that I did. I'm so grateful that I listened, because that forced me. Like they always say, the cave you fear to enter holds the treasure that you seek. Y'all, the gold is in your healing. The gold is going in the direction that you don't want to go in. The gold is feeling the shit that you don't want to feel. The gold is healing your traumas. Right? So I gave up alcohol. I got off of antidepressants. I faced my shit. It wasn't fucking fun. I had hair loss. My hair was actually coming out by the handfuls when I moved back here in 2015. It was very interesting. And like I said, I'm so grateful for it. But I don't want to get, I don't want to spend too much time talking about it on this video. The reality of it is that God told me to move back home. I'm so grateful that I did, because now I've healed my relationship with my mom and I've healed my relationship with my dad. And so that's so important. What are your dominant thoughts? Heal your relationship with your mom and your dad. If you require support, reach out. I have programs. I can support you in this stuff. It doesn't matter, okay? What happened? You can clean the slate. I always talk about that. The power is always in the present moment of now. You can make a decision at any fucking given moment to do something different, to think something different, to be someone different. I don't care how you've been for the last 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Stop making excuses. Stop making limitations for yourself, okay? You can change. You can transform. I can do it, and so can you, all right? Number 5 is the last category I'm going to share here, about your dreams and your goals. What are your dominant thoughts about your dreams and about your goals? Is it, oh, that's never going to happen. I'm never going to be able to write that book. I'll never be able to open that Etsy shop. I'll never be able to create an online business. Oh, I'll never, whatever, pay off my loans, my house, my car. I'll never be able to have my dream car, my dream house, whatever that looks like. Hey, what's up, Melinda? How are you, beautiful? So I'm just using 5 categories here. There's a lot more, but these are some of the main things, okay? So looking back and asking yourself, what are your dominant thoughts in the areas here? And then, of course, like in my programs, we dig deeper, and then we look at, well, then what are your beliefs? Because if you have these types of thoughts, then we know that's rooted in a certain belief. Then we start digging deeper into the belief. Then we start looking at, well, where does this belief come from? Well, chances are a lot of times it's a belief that you learn, because the belief really ain't your own. So many people are, we grow up in this program and in this way that we take on the beliefs of our parents. But then you get, like for me, for example, you get older, I traveled the world, you have experiences, and you start to see things differently. You're like, wait a second, no, that's not my belief. And you have the freedom to make a new decision and make a choice to change your belief. Okay? Nobody's holding you to it. It's not concrete. You can change your belief about something. So looking at your main dominant thoughts in these areas is a good start, okay? And then you might start digging deeper into, you know what? Well, why do I believe that it's hard to make money? Why do I believe that, I'm not worthy of a 100K year job? Why do I believe that whatever? I could keep going. The reality is, though, it's going to be it's going to start with you becoming aware, okay? So I invite you guys to really be filling into this. And then I also put in my notes here, self-love is the key to transformation, and self-love is also the key to healing. So if you have health challenges, okay? If you have health challenges, or you're having challenges releasing body fat, if you maybe are on medications, what all that looks like, self-love is going to be the key to your healing. Self-love is going to be the key to all of it. Everything. Love heals everything. Love is really all there is, right? Just like saying that really all there is light, and really darkness is just the absence of light. So really really all there is light. So all there really is love. So what is the opposite of love? The opposite of love is actually fear. So asking yourself, when you're feeling a certain way about something and you're thinking a certain way about something, is it fear-based? Or is it coming from a place of love and all the positive high vibrational, feelings that you could be having? A lot of times for people, unfortunately, it's coming from fear, because that, once again, is how we're programmed. But it's not an excuse. It's not an excuse to stay with the way that you are and the way that you're being, because you are programmed. Because it doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, you can still make a decision to do it differently, okay? So when you become consciously aware, seriously, you begin to see that everything is connected. You begin to see that your thoughts, your beliefs, is creating your reality. Hello, if you didn't know, I will be the person to tell you, okay? I'm being funny, but straight up. Everything is connected. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. So when you begin to learn and know these truths, and you understand some of the spiritual laws and quantum physics and just all the things, which I love to talk about and share and teach, then you will begin to see that everything is connected. Also too, you will start to become aware of your actual thinking. You will have a thought and you'll be like, wait a second, you will stop yourself, and you will begin to become aware of your thoughts. Okay. The other thing that I can honestly say that starts to transform is that the negative thoughts that you were having, and the monkey mind and the constant loop of the negative thoughts will dissipate. It will begin to go away. Okay. So whatever it is that maybe you're focusing on, I talked about this in the other videos, that actually I feel, and I've heard, and because I've experienced it, depression is living in the past, okay? Anxiety is living in the future. Anxiety a lot of times is based on fear, okay? So if you're having anxiety, it's a lot of times has to do with what you're focusing on, okay? And if you're in a place of where you're very depressed and you're not feeling motivated, or things might be going on, chances are, you're living in the past. And like I said, the depression and the anxiety is really a trauma response. It's trying to get your attention. So it's not good, bad, right, or wrong. So do not shame yourself. It is actually in a form and in a way, it's a protective mechanism. They say that depression is actually a protective mechanism because for some reason you're on a certain vibration and you have fear of moving forward. So you're choosing to stay in the past. And that anxiety is actually also a protective mechanism because you're having anxiety because you're focusing on something. And most of the time, this is the thing, most of the time it's something that's really not ever even going to happen. It's like you're focusing on the dominant thing of fear of an outcome that's really not even going to happen. And so that will literally cause anxiety and your body will respond. You will literally have a physical response. Like I used the example the other day about having fear about something. So then your stomach starts hurting, or maybe your palms start sweating, or your heart starts pounding. These are all physiological responses that the body has to your thinking. So literally becoming aware is number one, which is, I keep talking about, 90% of your transformation is going to come from awareness. I am so grateful that I am conscious. One of my affirmations, and the ones that I teach to my clients, I am conscious of being conscious, okay? Being consciously aware is what is going to transform your life. So number 3 is becoming aware of your negative behavioral patterns. You know what you're doing. You know what your negative behavioral patterns are. When you start to have your awareness and you start to become conscious, you will be holy, and you will step back and you will begin to see what is going on in your life based on, like I said, your thoughts, your beliefs, your traumas, et cetera, and how you are continuing to create potentially, right? Negative behavioral patterns. And then you can make a decision, just like I did. Said I'm gonna give up alcohol for at least a year to heal myself, and it's been over 6 years. Okay, so grateful that I did. So negative behavioral patterns. Number 4, you begin to become aware consciously of your beliefs. Like I said, you can transform your belief at any time. Why do I even believe this? Is it even true? Is it even true? Ask yourself, is it true? And the other thing I love to emphasize is that whatever you believe to be true will always be true for you. Take this into account. Write this down. Listen to these words. Whatever you believe to be true will always be true for you. So if you believe you're never going to get well, if you believe you're never going to have your life partner, if you believe you're never going to have, prosperity in your life, if you believe you're never going to be able to release body fat and have your dream body, if you believe you'll never be able to, write that book, have that car, have that house, travel the world, whatever that looks like, well, I you know what? Reach out. Allow me to support you. But the reality of it is that whatever you believe to be true is always going to be true for you, no matter what anyone else tells you. Okay? So being aware of that. And then lastly, number 5 is triggering. Okay. Triggering is what happens when someone, let's say it doesn't even have to be someone. Triggering is an uncomfortable feeling that derives from a situation. Okay. So maybe someone says something to you. Maybe someone cuts you off in traffic. Maybe you see something that quote unquote triggers you. Where are those lights coming from? Someone must have pulled someone over here, but there's like a reflection of red and blue lights on this truck. That's interesting. Yeah. So triggering, honestly, it is just pointing out to you what requires being healed. That's all triggering is. So if you can look at triggering as actually a gift, thank you so much for triggering me. You don't have to tell them that. You can think that. You can have your awareness that whatever is being triggered in you is just simply showing you what still requires being healed. That's all that is. And then you invest your time and energy into healing what that is. Chances are, if you haven't been doing very much healing work, you probably get triggered all the freaking time. Also, too, like my mom, she's my greatest growth partner. I love her so much. And that woman can trigger me so quickly because she is my mom. Okay. So, of course, that makes sense. She is my mom. She's going to be able to trigger me very easily, whereas someone else might make the same exact comment to me and I would just be like, whatever, dude, like it wouldn't even matter. Okay. So looking at the dynamics, too, of, parentals and how all that works. Of course, there's exceptions in a lot of those things. And I can honestly say that all the healing and everything that I've done has supported me and my mom in transforming my relationship with my mom radically. So it's really, 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 really beautiful because, hey, guess what? The clock's not stopping. Life continues to go on. So I invite you, like I said, to heal your relationship with your parents. And like I said, too, if they're not here present on this earth, you can still heal your relationship with them. You can still ask for forgiveness or you can still give them forgiveness because they are still a soul and a spirit. And just because they're not here on this physical plane does not mean that they're not here. They're just in the non-physical realm or non-physical form. So I've had clients that I've supported that have wrote forgiveness letters to people that have transitioned. I had a client who had someone molest her or rape her or whatever that looked like, and then that person transitioned many moons later, so that person's not even here on the earth anymore, and I still supported my client in doing the inner work to forgive that person so that she would have her freedom to be able to move forward. Okay, because that's really what it is. Forgiveness is for us. So when you realize that you're a conscious creator, you have no desire to suppress your reality. And that's exactly where I am. When you realize that you're co-creating your reality with God and that you're a conscious creator, you have no desire at all to then suppress your reality because you want to be present. You're grateful, you're happy, you're joyful, you're blissful. You desire and choose to be present because you have your awareness that whatever you're thinking here and whatever you're focusing on, and then whatever you're believing, whatever frequency you're on is what's going to manifest and what's going to show up in your reality. Well, then wouldn't you choose to then use that, precious time and energy that you might be doing something that's knocking you numb or unconscious or distracting you or just supporting you and suppressing? Wouldn't you choose to take that energy and put that into something that's going to give you a return on your investment? I know I would, right? Okay. So, and then the other thing I wrote here is that you have a desire to commit to creating your reality. You literally then desire because you're like, holy shit, I'm powerful. My mind is powerful. I'm a powerful creator. I have the ability to co-create my life with God. I say God. Some people say source, universe, infinite intelligence, whatever word works for you. But when you literally start to see the magic happen, because it is like magic, but it's not really magic because it really is real and it really is happening. And it's because you're powerful and you're an extension of God. And everyone has this same power. It's just some people are not woke to it. They're not aware of it. They don't know how to use it, right? And then, some people, they just have no freaking clue at all. Like I know at one point in my life, I didn't. And I talked about this on the video the other night. We've always been manifesting, whether you're consciously aware of it or not. You have always been manifesting. So before you even knew about the word manifesting or heard me say it with my country ass twang, maybe you didn't even know about manifesting, or maybe you weren't even aware, but maybe all of a sudden now you are. Well, the reality is that you actually have always been manifesting. So if you look back into your life, chances are you are probably on some sort of frequency with certain beliefs and certain thoughts, especially, if you're not someone who's been following me for a long time. And then you can look back and you can see how you manifested certain situations and certain circumstances, scenarios, and all that into your life. Whereas once you become consciously aware and you're realizing that you're the co-creator of your reality, and you can be a deliberate creator, and you can be deliberately manifesting and creating. Holy shit balls. That's where the party's at. That's where it's exciting. That's where you literally can begin to put all of that, energy, and like I said, energy and attention and stuff that you're putting into freaking Kardashians and Netflix and, drinking alcohol or binge eating or, sex, gambling, shopping, scrolling on social media, whatever that looks like, because everyone does in some way, shape, form, or fashion have a way of suppressing the reality or trying to check out and tune in. It's just some people have a lot and some people have hardly any at all. Okay, so it really just depends on where you're at and what you're choosing to create for yourself. So with all that being said, I'm about to jump off here because yes, it's 5 minutes till 9. That was my goal, is to try to complete this by 9 p.m. I have 2 programs launching Tuesday, May 31st. I had been saying Monday, May 30th, and I'm realizing that Monday is Memorial Day and everybody's going to be having a really great time and nobody's going to be trying to start a program on Monday. So Tuesday, May 31st, I'm starting 2 programs. One is a program that I created back in 2017 called the 4-week Fast Track Transformation Program, which is all about leaning down, working out. It has a huge consciousness piece for the mind. A lot of people, when they start that program, they're like, oh my gosh. And I've had a girl the other night that I was chatting with. She's like, yeah, girl, that program actually supported me, in so many ways that I still use till this day from what I learned in your program. So it's for people that have health challenges, for people that are choosing to wean down off of medications, for people that are choosing to just release body fat in general, for people who are choosing to work out. There's, like I said, a workout app. So that program is called the 4-week Fast Track Transformation Program. When I finish here, I'll put a link below to some testimonial videos, and you guys can obviously reach out and I can give you more details and information about that. The other program is called the 21-day mental diet, where I'm going to be teaching you about the power of your mind, because like I said, most people are completely unaware. I'm going to be teaching you about the power of your mind. We're going to be like getting down to business on what your beliefs are. I'm going to be empowering you and motivating you to realize how powerful you are, because like I said, unfortunately most people are not aware, okay, and they might like lip service it, which I've had people do, and they lip service it, and then we transform it into, no, this is your belief now. You are powerful. You can manifest. You can create. You are, creating your reality now. So why not, like I said, deliberately create it? So that program is called the 21-day mental diet, and that one's starting on Monday, or cancel. That one's starting on Tuesday, May the 31st as well. And you can send me a PM and I can give you more info about that. If you're choosing to manifest and create more abundance in your life, maybe a specific person that you're interested in, that you're choosing to manifest, which is possible, by the way. Maybe you're choosing to heal, your relationship with whoever you are with currently. You can do that as well. Maybe you're choosing to manifest and create, a new career, a car, a house, like the list goes on and on and on. So we are always manifesting, like I said, and we also can be deliberate creators if you choose. So that's what that program is about. So 21 days of me supporting you guys in manifesting whatever it is that you're choosing to manifest. All right. So that is what's going down. I'm sending you guys so much love, super positive, high vibes, and healing energy. Mwah! I trust you love this video. Feel free to comment below, share this with whoever. I'm going to be posting some stuff in the comments after I get off here. And if you guys have any questions or require support, feel free to reach out. If you haven't checked out my other videos, definitely scroll down my timeline. I have a lot of videos that I've been doing lately. And then you can always go to my YouTube channel as well. And I will be putting the link to the YouTube channel below as soon as I get off here. So thank you so much for the love, gorgeous. I appreciate you, Andrea. Thank you so much too, Shelly, and everyone else who's still on here, who's been on here the whole time. I love you guys so much. I trust you're creating an awesome evening. And until the next video, mwah, we'll chat soon. Namaste. The light in me honors the light in you. Mwah. Bye, guys.